Hello there, how are you doing today? I hope you're all well. Today we're reading a story from r/nosleep, Don't Do Jobs Off the Deep Web, written by Crispy Christopher. If you enjoy, like and subscribe. Now without further ado, let's get started. This all started a week ago when I lost my job and was running behind on bills. I lived in a simple house, and that job was all that held my life together. After a night of drinking and watching TV, I started looking for a new job. Most of them looked boring, just 9-to-5 office jobs, but this one caught my eye. It was an ad to the side of the screen that read, "High-paying jobs for hire. This isn't just your normal 9-to-5 job." In desperation, I clicked on the shady ad. Slowly but surely, a new website loads, with multiple links to different jobs with different descriptions. Deep web jobs. House sitting, $100 per shift. Stay in a camera room, watch all the rooms, keep the house safe. Rules in link. Seems easy, I thought to myself. God, do I regret that. Crop harvest. $150 per field. Harvest a field of corn. Tools are provided. Rule in link. Reading down all the jobs, the house sitting seemed the easiest, so I clicked on the link, eager for the $100. On the screen, a sign-up sheet popped up, asking for my email. I typed it in quickly and was met with the message, "We hope to see you soon." Satisfied with that, I hopped in bed and turned off the lights. I start to drip off when I hear a buzz from my phone. Irritated, I get up and check my phone. A new email? I thought to myself. I clicked on the notification. "Your application has been accepted. Thank you for applying to the house-sitting job. You will stay at the house from 12 a.m. until 4 a.m., and you must follow these rules. Your money will arrive at 6 a.m. after your shift. Always, no matter what you hear or see, stay in the camera room. Either don't bring your phone, or if you do, do not turn it on, even if you get a notification. I will not email you during your shift. Make sure to bring something that can play music fairly loudly. Arrive at 12 or a little before 12. If you arrive past 12, do not enter the house and send me an email. From 12 until 1, you are allowed to roam the house, but make sure to be in the upstairs camera room by 1. Turn all lights off, lock the doors, and close the blinds. From 1 until 2, watch the cameras. If you see a man in the living room watching TV, turn that camera off until you hear the TV turn off from downstairs. Ignore any sounds you hear around the house. If you feel anything touch you, stop moving and close your eyes until the feeling goes away. From 2 until 3, open the blinds in the camera room. If you hear a voice from the window, do not look at them. The conversation will be normal, and once they say goodbye, it is safe to close the blinds. This event can happen any time in the hour. If you see a woman cooking in the kitchen, you have a blue button on your desk that turns on a loud sound in the kitchen. Press and hold that button until the woman disappears. From 3 until 3:33, turn on your music device as loud as possible. Cover your ears, close your eyes, and ignore any sounds or movements around you. If the music stops, make any sound of your own to drown out what is happening around you. After 3:33, you are allowed to roam the house until 4. Do not leave before 4, and do not leave more than 5 minutes after 4. If any rules are not completed correctly, hide under the desk and do not move until 4. That is all. Your shift starts tomorrow night at 471 Peterson Drive. Sincerely, Mr. Salazar. I must have read that email 10 times over, thinking this was a prank or something. No way, do I have to actually follow these crazy rules? I thought to myself, entranced at how specific the rules were. I put my phone back down to charge and went to sleep, still confused by that email. All I could do the next day was think about what that email said. Man in the living room, woman in the kitchen, conversation with the person in the window. It all seemed too crazy to be true. But I couldn't help but to find myself 15 minutes before 12 with an old iPod in my pocket, staring at 471 Peterson Drive. I entered the house. It had a sort of old but still livable vibe to it. The house was dusty, but the kitchen and living room were spotless. I made my way upstairs, and at the end of a long hallway stood the camera room. It was barren and small, with nothing but a chair, a camera monitor, and a couple windows in it. I sat down in the chair. Man, I hope this is worth it. Well, dear reader, it wasn't. Looking at the computer's clock, it is 12:03. I have 1 hour to look around the house. First, I head back to the living room, close blinds, lock doors, and turn lights off. Repeat that for all the rooms. And at 12:56, I was back to the camera room. As soon as it hit 1 o'clock, I felt a sudden dread, telling me to get up and leave right now. I turned on all the cameras, and on the back of my neck, it felt like a feather was resting on it. I froze. Keep calm, Chris. Keep calm. I closed my eyes as I remembered the rules. It felt like hours, that feather tickling the back of my neck, but I held out, not moving and keeping my eyes closed. The feather went away. I opened my eyes relieved and heard behind me slow, coordinated footsteps. I whipped around. The footsteps went away, and a slow chuckle came from the camera speaker. The man was watching TV. The TV was lit up with some cooking show, and the man was chuckling while watching the show. I turned that camera off, and I hoped I'd done it fast enough. The sound from the TV echoed up the stairs, chilling me to the bone. What the hell is this place? I thought to myself, feeling queasy. And how is it only 1:20? The next 20 minutes were creepy as can be. Unknown sounds bounced around the house. The man laughing at the TV, watching all the cameras until the silence hit me hard. The TV had been turned off, and dread had fell upon me again. The noise from the TV had been constant for the past 20 minutes. But now that it was off, the silence felt threatening. I slowly turned on the camera and found the room to be empty. I sighed in relief. For what I felt like an eternity, my eyes darted around the cameras, on edge until the clock made a quiet beep, and it turned to 2 o'clock. I rose from my chair and opened the blinds, revealing the pitch-black lawn outside. I sat back down as the clanging of pots and pans ringed in my ears. I looked down at the blue button beside the monitor, then at the lady, now cooking black eggs in the kitchen as I was about to press the button. "Hi, Chris." A woman's voice came from the window. I froze, gluing my eyes to the monitor, forcing myself not to look at the window. Hi, how was your day?" My voice was shaky. It was obvious that I was scared. "I was just strolling around the neighborhood. Saw you were here, and I just wanted to say hi." The window she was talking to me through was high enough on the ground to need a large ladder to get to. "How was your day?" "My day was fine, thanks." The woman in the kitchen started to get louder. "Okay, well, I have to go. It was nice to meet you. Bye." I just wanted to get up. I wanted to just close the blinds and never hear her voice again. But something just told me that I should not get up. Wow, you're a smart one. I thought that would get you. Maybe next time. Goodbye. I waited a few seconds. The last thing I want to see was the face of that lady talking to me. So I waited until I was sure she wasn't there anymore, and then closed the blinds. Once that ordeal was over, I realized that the lady in the kitchen was gone, even though I never pressed the button. Oh no, no, I thought. I had broken one of the rules and it was only 2:30. Now I'm sitting under the desk typing this out on my iPad, and there's a lady with a ragged apron on, walking in circles around the room. I'm scared to make any noise, so please, if you see an ad for dark web jobs, don't click it. Updates. It's 4:30 now. I made it out of the house and I'm safe. My left leg is hurt a little, but I'm getting ahead of myself. Let me tell you what happened. The lady from the kitchen walked around the room, making soft groans and drooling everywhere. I kept as silent as I could, freezing time until she turned in my direction. A small beep came from on the desk, notifying me that I had just turned to 3. The lady in the room melted into the floorboards, screaming a scream of the utmost agony and pain. What I was supposed to do at this point was turn on the music on my iPod, close my eyes and cover my ears. But hiding under the desk, I didn't know if I still had to do that. I waited, and silence was all I could find, until the walls and floors of the house started to contort. The house shifted and moved into what looked like faces popping out of the walls. The only description of the sound I can think of is a scream of terror itself. I couldn't take it anymore. My mind told me to get up, to run, to get out as fast as I can, but I knew I couldn't. I closed my eyes and turned the music on. The screams were drowned out, and it seemed almost calming, but in the back of my mind, I knew what was happening around me. The music blared loudly, and my eyes stayed glued shut. And then, the music turned off. I opened my eyes, and the house was normal again. Shakily, I stood up and looked at the clock. 3:34. I got back up under the desk and lay there, terrified, but nothing happened, and I was sitting there for 35 minutes, until the final beep from the clock came, telling me I could finally leave. I got up, walked down the hallway, down the stairs to the front door, and finally the sweet, cool air of the night hit my face. And in that moment, I felt a relief that was almost euphoric. I walked home, picked up the phone, but when I went to email Mr. Salazar, his email was gone, the website was gone, and there was no trace of him at all. I tried to fall asleep, but I couldn't get the faces out of my head. The look they had can't be explained. I don't know if I'm going to get my money, but at this point I don't care. I just want to never go back to that house again. Update. It is 6 o'clock right now. A package somehow appeared at my door, and inside was $80 and a letter. The letter is as follows. Hello again, Chris. I can see you showed up for your shift this morning. I appreciate that, but during your shift you broke one of the rules. I've taken $20 off your pay because I'm pretty sure you're already aware, but I can tell you don't want to go back. Most people don't, and I'm here to say, you can't escape. By entering that house, you pretty much signed your soul away. No matter what you do, you will always be at that house by 12. That is all. Sincerely, Mr. Salazar. My sleep last night was horrible. I couldn't stop thinking about what happened on my first shift. The whole day I stayed in bed, terrified for midnight to come, but it had to come eventually. 11:57. I begged that nothing would happen to me. 11:58. I put my iPod in the trash. 11:59. I laid in bed and closed my eyes. I feel pressure on my feet, and my soft bed disappears from under me. I open my eyes and find myself inside that cursed house again, with my iPod and a printed paper of the rules in my hands. What? How is this possible? I think to myself. I ran to the door, slamming my fists against it, wanting any way out, but to no avail. I couldn't leave. I defeatedly walked up the stairs and sat in the camera room chair. I sat there crying for an hour until 1 o'clock came, and with it came the man laughing at the TV. I turned the camera off and continued to sob, not caring for the sounds around me. But then I felt a hand wrap around my neck. I froze, closed my eyes, and tried to control myself. The grip closed tighter and tighter until I could barely breathe, and it finally left me alone. I gasped for air and grabbed the printed paper of rules given to me at the start of my shift. I looked at the printed sheet of rules, and at the bottom was a handwritten message from Mr. Salazar himself. Good luck. I looked back up at the cameras and composed myself. Okay, Chris, you can do this. You've already been here once. Pull it together. I listened, not hearing the TV anymore. I turned the camera on, and the clock let out a small beep. It had turned to 2 o'clock. I stood to open the blinds but hesitated. Did I really want to talk to her again? Regardless, I pushed the thought away and opened the blinds, to be met with the face only insane people would call a woman. It looked as if she hadn't eaten once in her life. Her skin looked like it was airtight to her bones. She had no meat in her body. Her smile was literally ear to ear. Her skin sagged down at least 2 feet, and her eye sockets had large, black, bloodshot eyes, with tiny, beady yellow pupils. Hello again, Chris. I closed the blinds as quickly as I could and went to hide under the desk. But the desk is just a block, no space to hide under. I don't know what to do. I hear slow footsteps coming up the stairs. Oh God, the doorknob is turning. The door is locked. Oh, thank God I remembered to lock it. She is screeching from behind the door. She's slamming her hands on it. It is only a matter of time until she breaks the whole door down. What do I do? And that's where our story leaves off. There are no further accounts from our poster. You can assume what happened to them. If you enjoyed, like and subscribe, and leave a comment down below. Now, I will see you all next time.